when you're done partying, you get to go home, lay in your bed, and stay in that bed until you decide to wake up and do whatever you want to do with the rest of your day. Me, I still have to come home and take care of my children and still, love on my husband, and then 10 times out of 10, wake up for work the next day. Like, my life isn't the exact same anymore. And I feel like with friendships, a lot of people have, you know, this perception of, okay, that's not how you was when, we first started rocking. Absolutely, I've changed. Like, things have changed in my life in a major way. It's not like, oh, I got a new car. No, I got 3 babies and a husband. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Zamots podcast, where we focus on faith,
family,
fitness,
finances,
and friendships.
Today we're going to be reading from Proverbs chapter 10, verse 9. And it reads, "Whoever walks in integrity walks securely, but whoever takes crooked paths will be found out." Amen.
Amen.
All right, family, welcome back to the Zamots pod. If you are new here, listen, we appreciate you. Yeah, welcome. We appreciate you clicking, and hopefully you stay to the end. If not, come back at some point if you end up leaving early. Listen, we want to talk to you all this week about something that we both feel is important, or at least I feel is very important. I think my wife will feel the same way.
Yeah.
And that's the importance of community, the importance of being amongst like-minded individuals and surrounding yourself with people who essentially have a vision, right? I look at a lot of the people that I grew up with and how their life is and the things that they have going on. And not all of them are striving on the right path, I should say. And it's not a judgment. It's just they're amongst people that aren't necessarily vision oriented, right? They're kind of just trying to figure it out, and I don't even want to say trying to figure it out. They're just winging it, right? They're kind of winging it through life and aimless in a sense. Don't really have a vision. They don't have an objective for their life that they're moving towards. And when you surround yourself with those individuals, you end up becoming like that, right? And you end up taking on the same behaviors and habits that those people have. And if that's what you want for your life, that's fine for you. But there are people that may be looking to you, right? And they can see your potential and they can see what you have to offer the world. Maybe you can't see it right now, but other people see it, right? And when you take a path that isn't necessarily leading you to where you should be going, right, or the plan that God has for your life, it can be detrimental to not only you, but to others, right? So I truly believe that our life is not our own, right? We didn't create ourselves, right? We all have a purpose. We all were sent here for a reason. And because our life is not our own, then we need to treat our life in a way to where it's of service to others, right? Obviously of serving God, but serving others as well, right? So I wanted to ask you, sweetheart, I think, in the times that we're living in right now, listen, we started going to Change Church, and it's been great for us. We love the organization. We love what they have, and the movement that they have created here in Atlanta so far. But I wanted to ask you, but have you seen a difference in, I guess, your perspective or your belief or your attitude towards community or being amongst other people that are like-minded, just going to change? Have you seen a difference?
For sure.
Yeah.
I truthfully, I feel like the difference was already made before we got to Change Church.
For sure.
We had the oomph in our spirit to find community, to find a good church home, and that's what we did. So I feel like when we went to Change Church, or like when we go to Change Church, it's just confirmation every single time in some type of way. And I feel like a lot of the times the reason why people don't find community as often is sometimes community takes advantage of, you know, someone that's willing to serve and someone's willing to,
That's a
you
fact.
know, go out their way. And I just feel like that we're in a space to where I don't have all this extra time to just waste.
Mm-hmm.
So when you find that community and you know you're amongst, you know, different people that share similar beliefs, I want my time to be valued. Like I want to get something from hanging out with you. I want to get something from being around you. I don't
Yeah.
want to just, you know, hang out with you just because we've known each other for 10 plus years. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to be around you if, you know, you have certain habits that I don't have anymore or
Mm-hmm.
certain things that I don't find fulfilling anymore.
Yeah.
And that just goes to say like it's very important to find community because they pour into you.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like iron sharpens iron. I need somebody sometimes like, hey, yo, yeah, you don't need to be doing that. Like that's not right. You're saying your goal is to be this, but yeah, you can't, you know, commit to a friendship or you can't commit to a relationship outside of yourself
Mm-hmm.
because to have community and to have friends, basically that's what community is different friends and peers of your age or older or younger sometimes. Like I don't put people in a box. Like your age don't really mean nothing to me. Now,
Mm-hmm.
my preference is that I would like someone around the same age bracket as me and you
Mm-hmm.
know, have similar things going on like being married or having kids because you understand where I'm coming from on a different level. And I
Yeah.
literally had just made TikTok about this, and so many ladies had commented it, and you know, was just in the comment section venting because I was just stating in the video like, how many friendships have you lost whenever you became a mother?
Mm.
And are you able to remain friends with those people that are single and don't have children?
Mm-hmm.
Like, how is that dynamic friendship wise?
Yeah.
And every single last woman for the most part was, I've lost so many friends. I can't even begin to count how many friends I've lost just based off of the fact that I'm no longer in the same space that I was when we first met. I've changed. Like I'm not the same person. Certain things have happened in my life to a point to where it forced me to change.
Yeah.
Like I go out every single day and consuming certain things. Like I will be somewhere on the floor. I can't do that anymore because guess what? When you're done partying, you get to go home, lay in your bed, and stay in that bed until you decide to wake up and do whatever you want to do with the rest of your day. Me, I still have to come home and take care of my children and still, you know, love on my husband. And then 10 times out of 10, wake up for work the next day. Like my life isn't the exact same anymore. And I feel like with friendships, a lot of people have, you know, this perception of, okay, that's not how you was when, you know, we first started rocking. Absolutely, I've changed. Like things have changed in my life in a major way. It's not like, oh, I got a new car. No, I got 3 babies and a husband. Like that's a little
completely
weighted.
different life.
Do you feel like your friendship dynamic changed whenever you had children, or do you feel more so like you needed the change of community and friendship in order to, you know, feel happy and okay with, you know, not necessarily having the same friend group? That was like 3 questions in one.
Yeah, it's all right. So I do feel like my friendship dynamic changed because I wasn't as available as I used to be, right? And me not being as available, and I also don't have the same interests that I used to have. You know what I mean? I don't have the same time commitments and I don't have the same interests. So now my priorities have shifted, right? And you know, when your priorities shift, if some people aren't aligned with those priorities, maybe they have different priorities than you do, that's going to change the relationship, right? It doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad thing. It's just, listen, we no longer connect on that level, right? You know, you got people that are in your life for seasons and you got people that, you know, are in your life as lessons, right? And then you got people that are in your life to stay, right? It just depends on who the people are, right? You never really know. You just got to continue living, and then you find out as you live, like, oh, this person is somebody that was temporary. They were in my life for a season. They helped me in this area, and then we moved on, right? And then you got other people that come into your life, and they are lifelongers, right? They're people that you connect with. Y'all got the same values, same priorities, and y'all just click. You know what I mean? So yeah, for me, my friendship dynamic was changing already because I felt like I had outgrew a lot of my friends. In a way, like there was just some things that um, that they did that I wasn't necessarily into anymore, and it just kind of it kind of caused us to outgrow one another. But having a wife and children definitely like amplifies that disconnect, right? And it's still love, you know what I mean? I got nothing but love for them. If they wanted to get together, we could make it happen. But it's different now. It's different, and here's the thing: some people can take the fact that you no longer have the same availability that you once used to have. Some people can take that and feel like you're changing or you're acting some kind of way, right? They can take offense to that and be like, listen, you acting different, right? Remember we used to do this and that, and now you acting on Hollywood, it's like, no, right? That's not the case at all. In reality, we just have different values, right? And we no longer click on that level anymore, right? So it's like we got to move on. We got to get past that, right? And there's nothing wrong with it at all. But that was the answer to your first question. I forgot the second question. But do you remember? Do you remember the second question?
DJ, bring the beat in.
I don't remember the second question.
No, because that was like a whole lot. Truthfully,
yeah.
And really, I was asking all those questions because I was trying to get out like
the real question.
And you answered like the last question was the real question.
Okay, good. Yeah. I think in life, as you continue to grow and you continue to change your life dynamic, then you'll end up bumping into people along the road that are there with you to stay, and then you bump into people that are, you just make a pit stop with, right? And somehow y'all connect and y'all help each other, and then it's just, you continue moving on.
It's done from there.
But yeah, I think it's a beautiful thing. The community part for me, I had told you all that I've been out of church for maybe like 8, 9, 10 years. I hadn't went to church, and that wasn't intentional. It just, we had a church when I was a little younger, and then we left that church and never really found another church. Was never really actively looking neither, because I was kind of against the whole churchianity thing. I was against it. But what's different with the church that we currently go to is I feel like the teaching is very Bible based, right? And there's not necessarily an agenda behind the teaching. We're, reading straight from scripture. Not only reading from scripture, but there's practical application of scripture. And then a lot of the people that are attending the church are actually changing, right? And their lives are showing the fruit of the word that they're getting. You know what I mean? So it's a community of people who are thriving, a community of people who are doing things in their life that are a result of practical application of the word, right? And that, for me, is something that's important, because I don't want to hear somebody talk about something that they're not using in their life, that they're not showing the fruits of. Like, I don't listen. I'm not trying to take advice from nobody who isn't applying their advice that they're giving me. Okay, that's just wisdom right there. You don't want to do that. Okay, you don't want to take advice from people who aren't applying their own advice. So, what were you about to say?
I was about to say, when it comes to like just church and, having that community in church, and we're not just talking about community just at church. We're talking about community and friendships outside of church, like strangers on the street. You don't know how, like literally just this week. And I'm just like, okay, God, like, let me stop being so guarded to the point to where it's just like I have people, that are offering me friendships and community. And like church today was just a confirmation. It's just like, okay, I'm bringing these people to you that you're saying, okay, God, I need mommy friends, and I need friends that work, and I need
Right,
friends that
right.
have faith, and I need friends that can pour into me like I can pour into them. Because honestly, most of the time, all of the time, I am the friend that does the pouring into.
Same.
And in the aspect to where it's just like you admire and you looking up to what I have going on, because it's not a woman truly deep in her heart that I don't feel like wants, to have a companion. There are some women that don't want kids, and there's some women that can't have kids. So I won't necessarily say kids and a husband, but at least that companionship, like you want that, and you have to be able to pretty much like be content and happy with yourself, and also be able to have friendships outside of your relationship.
Sure.
And I feel like I do have a few friendships outside of my relationship, but not on the basis to where it's just like I'm gonna hit, or like I can call you and I can really, just be like, man, today was a day, and da da da, and you pour into me, and God just pretty much just like sent, just multiple females within the past week, like, oh my gosh, like you're so like just beautiful, like on the inside and out, like you're friendly, and just me having simple conversation with them, it led them to like wanting to connect. Next time I come, I'm gonna get your number, or dang, like what's your social media, like stuff like that, or just feeling the love from so many different females. And then I'm sitting back, and God was just like, okay, I'm sending you what you're asking me for, what you're telling me that you need, but yet when I send it, it's like you're hesitant, and I'm like, that is a trauma response, especially with women. Like it's this is the thing about it. I'm a girl's girl. I naturally gravitate towards females, like to let them know you're beautiful, like to try to encourage them to like, just do anything to make somebody feel just happy. Because when another female tells me like, oh my gosh, you're so pretty, it literally makes my day. I feel good. So any opportunity that I get to tell another female that, I do it. And she's like, oh man, like I was having a rough day. Thank you for saying that. Like little stuff like that. But because I've been hurt by mainly females in my life, I put this guard up to where it's just like, okay, I'll be nice to you, I'll be cool with you, I'll kick it with you even, but I'm going to stay guarded. I'm not letting my wall down, because I've been hurt by females. And I think it's like what like Pastor Darius is talking about today. Like I don't feel like I am a rare friend. I am the rare breed of friendships. And it's frustrating sometimes, because it's just like, I want what I give. And it's nothing wrong with that. It's nothing wrong with that. God send me my rare. I want my rare. Okay. He's like, well, stop just asking for a female friend that's a wife and a mom, because I'm sending you what you saying, but then this female friend that I'm talking to has a toxic marriage, is very dissociated with her children. You just asked me to send you somebody that has, that just make sure that she married and make sure that she got kids. No, God is like, be plain, make it plain. What do you want? You want a community? What do you want in this community? What do you want to get out of this community? What does this community look like for you if I was to sit it down in your lap right now? It's a lot. It's a lot that goes into it. What does your community look like? Like something
like just like-minded individuals, right? Like-minded individuals who have a vision for their life, and they're pressing forward. Right, but I wanted to touch on something, because you said something that I think is something that I struggle with as well. It's just being guarded, right? And not wanting to open myself up to the possibility of new friendships and new, I guess, companionship. Say, like being guarded. And I think it is a trauma response, and it's because when you know that there is always a possibility to be hurt, or to be betrayed,
who hurt you in friendship wise?
To be betrayed, or to be like, backstab. Like when that opportunity is there, that opportunity is always present. Sometimes you stay guarded, and it's not even necessarily that I got hurt in that way. It's just seeing other people get hurt in that way.
Yeah.
Like seeing somebody else's best friend turn their back on them, right? Or seeing somebody else be betrayed. Jesus got betrayed. He was perfect. So little old me, like of course I'm gonna be betrayed, but it's a trauma response, but it's silly because there's no way to build great relationships. And I just posted about this on my Instagram page recently. There's no way to build great relationships, or there's no way to truly know love if you don't open yourself up or you don't become vulnerable to the possibility of hurt. Like you have to open yourself up to that possibility. Doesn't mean it's necessarily going to happen. It probably will.
Yeah.
Most likely it will, right? But you have to be open enough to allow those things to happen, because if you reject love, if you reject heartbreak, then you also reject love, right? It's like you can't have it. You can't have it one way. Okay, you have to open yourself up to the possibility of being hurt by somebody in order for you to establish great relationships. That's just the way it is, right? It's the polarity of life. You can't get around it. So for me, I have that same issue as well, where I say that I want friendships, or I want people that are like-minded, that have a vision for their life and want to do something, want to take care of their family, want to provide, want to have a great marriage. I say that, but then if I come in contact with somebody that has those things or is, thinking the same way, I'm hesitant to build that relationship.
Yeah.
Because I'm not too sure. Like, I don't really know them like that.
Yeah.
But it's like, it's silly
that.
because
I don't really know you like that.
I don't really know you like that, but how I'm get to know you like
that.
It's like, it's silly. So yeah, it's funny. So I struggle with the same thing, but hey, we breaking chains over here.
That's
okay.
I think it's
having the awareness. Having the awareness is the first thing, right?
Yeah.
When you have the awareness of the things that you're struggling with, or the things that are stopping you from getting to that next level. Once you have that awareness, now it's just about taking action, right? Once you take the action, there's a possibility for change. Yeah. So what were you about to say?
I was going to say, it's a matter of having discernment too.
Yeah.
Like allowing God to give you discernment when it comes to who you are supposed to be allowing to come in.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
Allowing to be a part of your life. You just can't be willy-nilly with everybody. All right, I'm coming to you. Right. All right, I'm coming to you. Oh, dang, they're horrible. Oh my gosh, I'm coming to you. Oh my gosh, they suck. Like, you can't sit up here and open yourself up to everybody, because that's pulling from you. And what's happening is, with every heartbreak, your heart's getting shattered because you're opening up to so many people that you were not supposed to open up to. And God is piecing your heart back together. But guess what? When He pieced you back together, there's still residue, so that you remember what happened, so that you don't go back to it. So how do you solve that problem? I ask God for discernment. God, okay, is this person, am I supposed to, am I supposed to open my heart up to this person? Because if you tell me to open my heart up to this person, if you confirm that, yes, I'm supposed to open my heart up to this person, I'll do it. And if that comes with hurt, I'm supposed to learn something in that.
That's it right there.
You know what I'm saying? Every friendship that I've lost, it was hurtful. It was hurtful, because I'm just like, oh, I've invested so much time in this person. I've let my guard down so much with this person. We built such a great bond, and to have to let that friendship go, like, you're grieving that friendship. Yeah. And that's not talked about a lot. Like, a lot of times the reason why people don't want community and don't want, those friendships is because you've been hurt so bad by the ones that you have let in. And it's just, they weren't supposed to be a lifelong friend. Yeah. I'm grateful for you in that season. I'm grateful for what you taught me and what I went through and what I was able to get through because of your friendship in that season. However, when it reaches that point to where you don't need to be in my life anymore, I've learned to let you go. Doesn't mean that it doesn't hurt. But out of all of that, out of every friendship that I've lost, just based off of the fact that I'm no longer the same person, like, I'm completely different from every single friend that I've had in my life. I'm so different from how the friendship started. My life is completely different from theirs. I've learned something from every single one of those friendships.
Yeah.
What I want in a friend, what I don't want in a friend, what I will negotiate about, what I won't negotiate about. A friendship is just like a relationship.
Yeah.
I mean,
It is a
like,
relationship.
yeah, it is a relationship, but you
Just
know what I'm
not
saying?
romantic.
Yeah,
Maybe.
it's just platonic, you know? So it's just, we talking about some maybe.
I'm saying maybe it's not romantic.
Oh, okay, maybe it's not
I'm not
romantic,
talking
or
about
maybe it is romantic.
maybe it could be.
Not too much.
Not for me.
Okay. We only speak about you though.
No, we're not talking about me. We're talking about you right
We're
now.
talking about us.
Generally speaking, it could be a
Oh.
romantic friendship relationship.
Oh, it could be, but like we're talking about like
Okay, continue going. Go ahead.
that I get the twitching, y'all. Like, all right, not too much, but yeah, it pretty much every friendship that I've lost or had to let go of, I learned something in it, and this is it's very uncomfortable for me to just open up and allow certain friendships in, and it's still like that. God tells me like you're supposed to be their friend.
Mm-hmm.
It's a couple people that God is like, you're a friend to them. They're not a friend to you.
Right.
But I'm using you in this season in their life. It has absolutely nothing to do with me. That's why my flesh get upset and I get so much in my feelings. And you're like, why you want to let them go? Like, you don't even fool with them. I can't.
Yeah.
God has not released me from this person.
Exactly.
Like, God has not released me from these people. And I desire to be released so bad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's in the same time, it's growing and it's grooming me to be grateful for what I have and grateful for who I am and what I'm able to do truthfully.
Yeah.
And I couldn't learn that if I'm guarded, because certain things gotta be like, nope. Tell that person that when I know they're not going to be gracious with the information that I'm giving them, or I know they're not going to be, they're just not going to be what I would be.
Yeah.
And they can't be what I would be.
Yeah.
Because it's only one me.
There's only one you.
And it's only one you.
That's right.
Yeah.
So that being said, family, listen, my wife and I just bought our pastor Darius Daniels' book. He has a book called Relational Intelligence, and we're going to be reading it together. And we're definitely going to share some points on here, probably on our next episode, about the book, because he says something that was very profound, and this would inspire us to go ahead and buy the book, as he said that our greatest joy and our greatest pain both come from the same place, and that's from relationships. So he said, if you don't have relational intelligence, then you'll go through your life and you'll forever be in pain and not knowing how to properly manage that pain because you don't have the relational intelligence to know who to put where in your life, prioritizing, setting boundaries. Like, there's a lot of different things that come with relational intelligence that we need as a fundamental skill of life if we're going to thrive in life and thrive in relationships. Mm-hmm. So, is there anything that you wanted to say?
I was just going to say about that, like speaking about the book and stuff like that. It just like, I don't know why, just a light bulb just bing, just went off.
Uh-oh.
Not a light bulb, but it's just like, just like assessing us and how like we're alike in a lot of ways and we're different in a lot of ways. Mm-hmm. Like me, I don't like speaking about things until I've already done it. Mm-hmm. Like it's completed, it's done, and then speak about it. Yeah. But you like to speak about it as you're doing it or as you're about to do it. Mm-hmm. And that's so like unique.
Yeah, it's different.
Like everything for me, I feel like is a result of something that happened to me. Mm-hmm. So just growing up, I just learned and observed to not speak about things until you've actually done them.
Yeah, people pray on your downfall.
Yeah, it's not necessarily praying on your downfall. It's just I feel like certain things it's like God needs to do in private before it's made public. Yeah. And I feel like not every situation is like that, but that's how I am. Everything that I do, I don't speak on nothing until like it's like, okay, I came out of that or I'm done with that, unless it's like God is like put it in my spirit and give me dreams and stuff like that, and I can't like get it out of my spirit, and he's like, speak about it or talk about it.
Yeah, that could be a trauma response though.
That's what I'm saying. It a part of it is a trauma response, and I feel some of it is just like, I don't know, when it comes to like self work and it comes to like, working on yourself or something that we're doing, I don't always feel like comfortable with sharing it up front because I feel like sometimes, I just feel like people don't always have the best intentions. And you may wonder like, oh dang, why is this going on, or why is this happening? It's because people are literally speaking negativity over your life.
Yeah.
You've never even met this person, and because you have something that they desire and don't want you to have it, like, they speaking on the situation. It's like in a bad sense, and I just don't be wanting none of those vibes.
That's why I said praying on your downfall.
Yeah.
So for me, it's
a mixture of both. It's not always that I think about someone else in mind. It's just a personal thing to where it's just like I want to grasp it, like I want to get it before I speak on it and understand it.
Yeah. So one of the reasons that I do that is to hold myself accountable.
Yeah.
It's because if I say something on the interwebs, then I have to do it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the reasons that I do that. I didn't used to like to do it, to be honest. Like I would withhold saying anything, like my goals, my desires. I will withhold saying it out loud.
Yeah.
Because one, I didn't want people to pray on my downfall, and then I also didn't want to be held accountable for what I said.
Yeah.
But then I realized that not saying what it is that I desire, not saying what it is that I'm gonna do, was me trying to prevent someone else from making a judgment on what I'm doing. Yeah. Trying to prevent myself from looking some kind of way from someone else. I don't care about that anymore. Yeah, I'm at a place where now I want y'all to know what I'm talking about, I'm about to do. Because if I don't do it, you hold me accountable. If I do it, then you can see that I did it, and you can hold me accountable in a positive way. Right? And be like, wow, John did what he said he's going to do. Or John didn't do what he said he was going to do. And then you bring it to my attention. I'm like, dang, now I didn't do what I said I'm going to do. I'm going to make sure I keep that in mind next time I say that I'm going to do something. Yeah. Right. So, it's helpful for me now. And I've changed though. Like I didn't used to be like that though. Yeah. Honestly, I really didn't. So yeah, it is interesting. Two different perspectives.
Yeah, it's two different perspectives. And it's not, let me just make this clear real quick, just real fast. It's not that I care what people will say about what I'm doing, because everything that I do is a personal decision, and it's me doing it and dealing with it. So someone's opinion or view on whether I do it or don't do it, it doesn't matter as much to me in the aspect of like I'm going to be broken or it's going to affect how I maneuver in life. Yeah. That's not the case, but I think it's more so in the aspect of like just, being in content creating and seeing certain content creators like you don't follow or, invest into certain creators and motivational speakers that you don't see the fruit of their labor. Right. You know what I'm saying? Anyone that you follow on social media, if they, somebody that works out, if it don't look like you work out, I've never seen you post a consistent workout video. I don't want to hear what you're going to do. I don't want to hear you talk about it. I want to see you do it. I want to see, like Pastor Darius said, I want to see the fruits of your labor. Like, I want to see that tree bearing fruit. Right. So for me, it's just like, it's a personal, like, just goal to make sure that I do it and I do it well, because for me, I know that I have eyes looking at me. Like the messages that I get on my TikTok from just females in my personal DMs, like, dang, like you being consistent and posting and you telling your story and you working out and then doing this and like just little bitty things like that. It's just like, that's why I do that. Like I still document it, I still, verbally say it, but I understand it now that I have eyes on me to where I'm not in a position in my life anymore to where I can speak things if I haven't walked through it. Because I've been in an environment and I grew up in an environment where everybody was talking about what they was doing, but they wasn't doing it. Because trust me, when you're doing something, you're going to go through a phase to where it's like trial and error.
Mm-hmm.
If you done told everybody that you about to go do this, I'm not speaking about you. I'm not speaking about you because I know we're going to do it, all of that. I'm not speaking about, you announcing a book or nothing like that. I'm just speaking in general. If you didn't went out and you didn't spoke, oh, I'm about to, start working out, and you're now 40 pounds heavier.
That part.
Your words don't hold no ground.
Your actions betraying your words.
Exactly. So for me, it's just like, I know that I'm at a faith point in my life, and the standard that God has set for me, don't speak about nothing until I done gave you the okay for it.
Yeah.
So my perspective on it, that's the reason why I do it like that. But I feel like with both of us, it balances in a way, because it does push me to make sure that, okay, yeah, I gotta do this now. Like, so yeah, that's what I had to say about that.
Listen, y'all, we love you. We appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe.
Turn on your post notifications so you get notified every single time that we post.
Do that right there. And let love fill your hearts, family.
Peace and blessings, y'all. Bye.